You are watching the second season of the much anticipated Vanquish Gaming 2v2 Season 2. And it's been a while since we had Season 1, and a lot's gone on since then. We had a nice King of the Hill tournament, we had a nice outing over at PAX. If anyone was there and saw us walking around with the Vanquish Gaming t-shirts, you got to see yours truly, Spectre, get his ass handed to him by Idra. But it was a lot of fun, and it's been a fun year, and we're excited to have one of our first seasons back. It's been a little too long, in my opinion, but glad to get it all started here. And we've got all new maps, some new players, and so hopefully some exciting gameplay coming up ahead. So let's get into the very first game of week one and our very first teams here. And to make things a little simpler, if you've watched some of our previous casts, you know that typically with seasons or tournaments or anything 2v2 related, I'm often just kind of saying the players' names, right? So like in this case, we've got Satch and Crump, two Vanquish Gaming veterans, and normally I would just keep saying, well, Satch and Crump, Satch and Crump. And the problem with that is it gets really tedious really fast. So this season, we've decided to let the teams go ahead and give themselves names. This way they're easier to refer to. So I'm going to do the introductions a little bit differently this time. So let's start off with where I already began with Satch and Crump, obviously VGL veterans. But on top of that, they have decided to call themselves DroppingLoads. So from here on forward, they will be referred to as DroppingLoads unless one of them does something especially amazing or stupid, in which case I will have to refer to them and call them out. So here we see Pollo, one of the opposing Zergs, harassing Crump just a little bit here. His teammate Satch, of course, is a Zerg as well. And then we have El Pollo Loco, one of the fan favorites from last time. He has come back and he has a new partner, Slonius, also referred to as Sloan for those of you who join us in the in any kind of games or even in our Mumble channel. So Sloan and Pollo have chosen the name SeanPaul in honor of one of their favorite artists and philosophers. So Team SeanPaul and Team DroppingLoads. I swear, I tried to encourage them to come up with better names, but this is where we're at. Alright, so we're on Geosync Quarry, relatively new map, definitely new from last season to this season. Fairly small map. Looks like it's going to get very personal very quick. We've got a few lings out here. Let's go ahead and take a look at production, and we see a spine crawler there going down for Pollo, and some overlords going out for scouting. So far, Satch pretty heavily saturated here with the scouting. He's got a few overlords kind of hanging out. Not too much to fear this early in the game. A little bit of a wall-off attempt here from Sloan. It's going to be a little tough. It's wider than normal ramp there, but no eyes though. No eyes on this back ramp here. These rocks, this debris, I should say. Easily destroyed and come in and win. If you've even watched some Vanquish Gaming tournaments before, then you know that the backdoor attack is one of their specialties. These guys love going in from the rear. And here we got a little bit of a scout coming in here, and oh, sorry, that's Pollo returning from scouting. That's what I meant to say, and he's a little banged up, but still managed to survive. We do have some Zelnagas here taken by Satch. He's using the ugly skin on the these Zerglings. I don't know. I mean, these extra skins, it's kind of a cool idea, but I mean, look at that. It looks like, I don't know, it's like someone forgot to cut off the rest of the foreskin, you know what I mean? It's just I don't know if that's the kind of skin I'd go for on my Zergling. Anyway, expansion going down for Pollo here. We've also got a little bit of upgrades here for Satch kicking in, and pretty much standard. We see some starport action here for Sloan. And let's go ahead and take a look at income. Income fairly even here. We see Crump falling a little bit behind, Satch a little bit behind, but fairly even across the board. We do see an expansion as well going down for Crump and for Satch. And we do see a little bit of scouting here for Satch. He's trying to make sure that there's no ninja expansions going on. We do see some movement here for Pollo. And just so far, a little bit of a little Zerg scouting. Roachwarn going down for Satch as well. But no major offenses yet, and we're at almost 6.5 minutes, and nothing major has occurred. Just looks like a nice troop build up here. Looks like it's definitely going to be going with a Ling push here for Pollo. And let's go ahead and take a look at units here. We'll see, well, we do have a Mothership Core out for Crump. That's going to be very useful. Of course, Mothership Core, oh, you know what? How could I even forget this? This is our very first Heart of the Swarm official tournament here. Well, I mean, we did have an internal King of the Hill that wasn't really fully broadcasted, but this is like our first full-blown Heart of the Swarm. So of course, you know, for those of you who haven't played Heart of the Swarm, some of these units will look new, but for most people, I'm sure we're already used to them. And Satch is spying on Poyo here, and he go ahead and checking out these banelings coming in. So we do see him hopefully responding by pulling these back. And we do see some roaches coming up here to the front. Poyo very cleverly sending those lings out. He's going for the mineral line. It looks like he will hit it. Oh, and he nails. Look at that. Look at the physics on that. Just, oh my gosh, 9 out of 10 on the form, but he did not nail the landing. And very, very nice bling bust there, just getting in on that mineral line. Taking a bit of a hit. Look at Satch dropping down to 11 workers. Very painful. He does have this expansion, but unfortunately has not been mining it. So that is going to give him quite a hit on the economy. We'll have to see, though, if there's any capitalization on that, because so far, oh, we do see, here comes the secondary follow-up. We do see Sloan bringing in some airdrops. Team SeanPaul trying to bring the light. I know. It's too early. I'm already dropping those kinds of references, but we do see a little bit of contention here for this Zelnaga, and yeah, does not look like he's been detected at all. He's bringing it around here on the side. Looks like he will be going for Crump space. We do not see any movement so far from Satch, so it doesn't look like he's been detected. And there he goes. We see the drop coming in. That Mothership Core not going to be enough. Unfortunately, just wrong place, wrong time. It goes down. This cannon as well going down. Satch coming in to help his teammate. And we see Crump running for his life. Literally just saying, sorry, Satch, I know it's my base, but I'm just going to, I'm sorry, but I'm out of here. And we see Sloan just going to town now on this base. No activity from Poyo so far. Team SeanPaul just sending the Sean, leaving the Paul. And we do see DroppingLoads finally getting some reinforcements here from Crump, but Crump sending it back. It does not look like he wants to fully commit to try and saving this. He did manage to pull out some of his workers, and you know, looks like this base is going to go down, but thankfully he does have a secondary, and we do see a rollout now coming in. Some more blings and lings coming in for Poyo, and it looks like Sloan is going to go ahead and claim this base. It doesn't look like there's any kind of answer here. I don't even think he's going to get this upgrade. Poor Crump. Just losing that entire base there. Satch trying to help him out, but unfortunately Crump not really dedicated to helping himself with only the few units that he had. And now we see Poyo rolling in here, trying to help out, trying to, you know, steal some of these buildings here. And a few more roaches from Satch, but just not really going to be enough. We do also see some lings starting to build up here on the outside. And this army just moving up. It's not a very large army at all. It's being whittled down little by Satch. But just not really enough traction here. They need to try and pull their units and see if they can just kind of bevy up a huge assault and just kind of repel this. We do see these blings coming in. Poyo had some early luck. And there you see a little bit of, I don't know why Sloan's not too happy. I would think that this is going fairly according to plan. I mean, he's definitely gotten his money's worth out of this building. And there we see an attack coming in. Poyo finally helping out. I guess Sloan felt that there was not enough support there from his teammate. And, you know, I guess Sloan a little paranoid maybe, thinking that he was a little worried that he couldn't hold this off. He's done a pretty good job taking out one base, pretty much repelled everything, but there's comes Satch's roaches. These are, I believe, they are moored roaches. So that, of course, you know, anyone who's played against Vanquish Gaming knows that a moored roach is a little slower than a regular roach, but, you know, we all love moored. We say it with endearment. And we do see Sloan building up some more troops here. Looks like he's going to come pick them up with these medevacs. A little banged up, but still in pretty decent shape. And the remnants of Crump's base just kind of hanging out here. Crump has not attempted to go back there. Probably very traumatic. He's going to need some therapy before he can get back into this base. Satch, of course, trying to hold the line here. No attempt from Crump to try and hold this off. We do see some lings still hanging out in this base. And it looks like Crump, he has maybe, I don't know, a little bit of desertion here. some probes going to try and start some rebel base over there. No activity yet, and we see Sloan bringing in second reinforcements. Meanwhile, new expansion going for the gold. Poyo taking advantage of all this early aggression, and we do have some fast roaches, opposite of moored roaches here. And there comes the drop. He's now going for Satch, two-prong attack. Sloan really doing the heavy lifting on a lot of these attacks here. It may have been part of why he was having a few words there with Poyo. Kind of surprised there. Poyo usually pretty good at lifting his weight, but it looks like he was not happy being the Sean. He wanted the Paul. And here comes Paul. So Poyo bringing in a massive roach army here. Going to hope to crush everything. Crump, not much going on over here. Crump just kind of trying to stay alive after losing that main base of his. He's kind of had to rebuild a lot of his tech. And here we go. Poyo with a big roach ball coming in on the only base Satch has left. Satch has tried valiantly to hold the line against these two armies, but unfortunately with Crump taken out kind of early and never really bouncing back, Satch has just kind of been at the mercy of Sloan. And now with Poyo also joining the mix, it looks like SeanPaul is definitely going to have it. And there we go. Resignations all around, and Sloan and Poyo victorious in their first game. This is, of course, a best-of-3 match, so we'll have to see how Game 2 goes, if Crump and Satch can pull it out, or if this is going to be the very first sweep of the season. Stay tuned. We'll have Game 2 coming up next.